FICO and the credit bureaus are absolute criminals. This week here, Coffee Talk with Hawk, I've got to talk about this. The guy who runs FICO, the Fear, it ain't Fear, nothing fair about it. The Fear, Isaac and Company, they are increasing their cost of consumers having their own credit pulled. Now, I don't know where these numbers are coming from. They claim it's only $3.25 per bureau right now, and they're increasing that to $5, roughly $5 per bureau. That is like a 65% increase in the cost. I don't know anywhere where anybody's paying only $15 for a tri-bureau pull. I constantly see online on all these websites like $29, and then they try to sell you on credit monitoring and all of that stuff. But anyway, the guy who runs FICO said that this will generate $180 million of new revenue for the company by increasing these costs. But what's interesting is they just did a 300 to 400% increase in the cost of lenders pulling credit. In the last year, my cost as a mortgage broker used to be about $29 to pull all three bureaus for mortgage-related services. And that cost has gone up to, on average, depending on which service we pull through, on average about $94 for one borrower's credit pull on all three bureaus. And if you have two people, say a husband and wife, or two people that are on the loan, it costs over $100 now to do a credit pull. Lenders cannot afford to pay for all these credit pulls up front, especially when we don't know if it's going to turn into a loan. The only way we get reimbursed is at closing, when you pay it out of your closing costs as a reimbursement back. So what's happening is lenders more and more are charging up front for you to have your credit pulled, because you may be out shopping and you may not do your loan with them. You may not qualify for a loan. You may want to get pre-approved and realize the market's just you haven't been able to find a house, so you say, we'll put it on the shelf until next year. Well, that money is not recoupable or recoverable unless your mortgage closes with that lender. So more and more, here's the thing. The CFPB came out with a law that says consumers should be able to shop for a mortgage. They shouldn't have to worry about their credit being destroyed by having multiple pulls on their credit, as long as they're all for mortgage-related services. Now, if you go pull your credit at Kohl's and you go pull your credit at Target and then you go apply for a mortgage and then you go try to buy an RV, you're going to destroy your credit because you're doing all these pulls at the same time. But the law says that within 45 days, you can have as many pulls on your credit for mortgage-related services, and it will only count as one pull. But what if you have to pay for your credit pulls to go and shop, say, 3 or 4 different lenders to shop around for the best program or the best rate or whatever it is that you're shopping for? That can get very, very expensive. So how do we combat this? What do we do about that? When you work with a broker, the thing about the interest rate that you qualify for, it's not just what's your credit score, here's your rate. There's 7 different criteria that go into what qualifies you for the rate that you qualify for. And when I say rate that you qualify for, I'm talking about your par rate. A par rate, just like in golf, is even. That is a rate where you're not paying discount points and buying the rate down. Also, it's not a higher rate that comes with lender credit on the backside. It's a par rate. Most people don't quote par rates today because they want their rate to sound better, but they have a bunch of discount points built in there that you're going to pay to buy that rate down. Now, I'm not against buying a rate down. That's great, as long as you've been told that that rate has a bunch of discount points. I could be competing and say, hey, my par rate is 6%. Another lender calls you and says, hey, our rate's 5.5%. That guy's crazy. And then you find out that they have 2 points built into that, and you're paying $3,800 for that 5.5%. Well, it's very possible that on my rate table, you could have a 5.5% with me, and my cost might only be $800. I am way better than that lender, but they misled you because they didn't tell you about the discount points. And that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother conversation. But the thing is, all the things that go into the interest rate that you qualify for, credit score, the location of your home, sometimes geography makes a difference on different programs that are available and different rates that are being offered. Loan to value, what's the sale price? How much are you putting down? And what's the loan amount? The bigger the loan, the better, more aggressive the rate in almost every single case. Smaller loan amounts don't get as good of pricing, okay? The loan term, 30-year, a 15-year, a 10-year, an 8-year, a 23-year, they all could have a slightly different rate because of the different term and the different risk factors. And then the rate type. Is it a variable rate, an adjustable rate mortgage, or is it a fixed rate? And then what's the loan type? Is it an FHA? Is it a USDA, a VA, a conventional, or is it a non-QM? Is it an investment loan? So the different loan types, there's all these different criteria that go into it. So for you to be able to shop around to make sure you're getting the right loan program and the right rate and the right everything, it would be very difficult for you to go to 3 to 4 different lenders and have 4 applications, have all your docs you have to send to 4 different people. You have to deal with 4 different people. And then you may have to pay for all those credit pulls, which could be $300 to $400. This is the value of working with somebody like me, a mortgage broker. Because when we say we work with dozens of wholesale lenders and we can shop, we literally mean that. I want to show you what that looks like. Because with me, it's one application. It's one credit pull. Now, whether I pay for that, cover it for you up front, or if in certain situations you may be asked to pay for that up front, it's only one time. And that one time and that one application and that one set of documents and me as the one person that you're dealing with, I'm going to be able to enter that into the system because of all that criteria that we talked about. And now the list will be much longer than this. I'm trying to get a hold of my clicker here. There we go. The list will be much longer than this. I just couldn't fit it all on one screen. But we shop across 17 different nationwide wholesale lenders. You'll see all these lenders listed here, and the rates come up. And these are all based on you. They're based on your credit profile, your loan amount, the amount you're putting down, the address of the home, the exact home, the loan to value, the loan type that we have to take you to, the term, if it's a 15-year or a 30-year, your exact criteria. And this will come and spit out all these rates from the lowest rate to the highest rate. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that just because this lender here has the lowest rate that that's where your loan is going. Sometimes that's not the best place. There's some lenders I don't trust because we've done loans with them in the past and it was very difficult. They don't have good processes. They don't have good technology. They are very stringent on their guidelines. And if you are not the perfect borrower, perfect credit, perfect payment history, perfect income history, never missed anything, you have to be just cookie cutter perfect, or that loan could have some challenges. There's some lenders I wouldn't want to take it to. So we'll have that conversation, but we're always going to find the best rate and what's the best program for you. But this is all literally one-stop shop. We have access to all these lenders. Now, when you get an approval through the big banks, on every street corner, that's one bank. Our approvals are the same. We run it through a system called AUS, Automated Underwriting System. That is backed by Fannie, Mae, and Freddie Mac. Once we enter everything in, we've verified everything. We verified your credit, we verified your income, we verified your assets, we verified length of employment, we verified everything. We will get an approve eligible on your file. And when we get that, you are approved for that loan. We can take that loan to any of these 17 lenders. They all accept it. You are approved with all of them because every lender has criteria that is backed by the Fannie and Freddie guidelines. Now, some individual lenders, like retail lenders, have different guideline overlays that make it harder. Have you ever gone to retail banks and you weren't able to get approved, but you go to a broker and we were able to get you approved? It happens all the time because we have different sets of guidelines. I should say different sets of guidelines, but we have different lenders that don't have overlays. They all follow the same basic guidelines. So you literally can do all of this in one stop, possibly one credit report fee, and get the best option possible. And one thing I will go on a limb here and say that there's no way an individual retail bank, a one direct lender, is going to have a better rate, a lower rate, or a better program when being shopped across 17 wholesale lenders across the country. I don't need 100 of them. I don't need 50 of them. I really only need 5 or 6. But we're still going to shop it across 17 to make sure we're in the ballpark, we're as competitive as we need to be, and you're going to get the best loan program, the best rate, and with me, I guarantee you're going to get the best service that you've ever had in your life when it comes to dealing with a mortgage, buying a home, refinancing a home, getting cash out, whatever it is that you're looking to do. So I just really had to talk about this today. What FICO and what the credit bureaus are doing. As far as I'm concerned, it's absolute criminal. You know, these credit bureaus here, they're the ones that not only do they charge us all this money just to look at our credit, they also are selling your private data. If you've ever applied for a loan, say a mortgage, and you apply through one lender and that lender pulls your credit, and all of a sudden you get about 20 to 30 phone calls from lenders all over the place harassing you. You know what's happened. It's because of these guys right here. They sold your private data. To lenders who pay for that private data. I don't agree with it. I think it's unethical. I will never, ever buy a trigger lead in my life. I hope it's going to be outlawed very, very soon. But when you have your credit pulled, they immediately shoot your information to all the lenders that are paying them for it, and they all start calling you. I don't know. I have different names for them. They're phone jockeys, whatever you want to call it. They call, they harass, a lot of them mislead. They make it sound like they're from the lender that actually pulled your credit, and they'll say, hey, I'm going to send you a link. You can send me all of your documents. There's some really shady things that people do out there. So if you get those calls, you can, you can blame the lenders that are making those types of calls, because I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong, and I think you do too. But you can also blame these guys right here for selling your data down the road so people can harass you. So just work with a broker. Call me. Promise you all of these issues we can help you work through and get you the best deal and the best rate, and give you some education along the way as well, so you understand the processes and everything that goes into buying a home, refinancing a home, and ultimately getting cash out. So if you have any questions about this, I know how to do this. My info's right there. Phone number, NMLS number, email, whatever you need. Give me a call. Shoot me a text. If you don't like talking on the phone to a live person, shoot me a text. I will get you your answers and whatever else you need. So hope this is helpful. Have an unbelievable day, and we'll see you very, very soon.